Hello, all you hardcores out there. How you doing? Russ here from Porky's Corner, biggest gob in sport. I don't really care now no more, do I? I'm losing it, aren't I? Every now and then we have to blow a bit of steam off, don't we? But I'm actually in a good place in my life, actually. Yeah, I must admit, I'm super happy. I'm doing the job of my dreams. Oh my God, so exciting. Uh, we have got a few things lined up the next couple of weeks with channel that's going to surprise a few people. We can only try, can't we? I've got everybody and the dad trying to cut my legs off, but they're still here. Welcome back, Andy, to part 3. Andy, you trying to like sneak off on me, like trying to do a Rico and Julian on me, are you? Eh?
I've got an early start tomorrow.
You'll be getting sent to Coventry like Rico and Julian. They're out the Porky circle now, only by
You
choice.
would you wouldn't do that, would you?
Yeah, I like Rico and Julian. Listen,
Good
boxing,
guy.
not the good lads, very good lads. Isn't boxing
Oh,
not for everybody in it on here? The people are sick to death at sport, aren't they? Where it's heading, and that. I know Julian's been like that for about 9 months now. He's just really pissed off about it. But
yeah.
what can you do?
I'm
It's
probably slightly different because I'm a fan. As I've never been involved at any kind of level like Julian or probably yourself or Rico has this. So it probably doesn't affect me quite the same. It does piss me off at times, but it doesn't. I can just step away from it. A lot of time I don't have time to watch what I like to watch, but so I'm not as immersed in it as some of the other guys are, right? So, but but if I can imagine how they feel, obviously, with being as passionate about it as they are, right? So it is going to have an effect on you. Innit? If you anything you're passionate about is no going the way it should go, it's going to upset you, innit?
yeah. Uh, okay then. Uh, Crawford. Well, what's going on with Crawford at the moment and the welterweight division? Do you think it's like a bit parked up?
He is a bit part, hasn't he? There's not been any word of him having another fight, is there? There was talk Eubank fighting him or something, but that's all I've heard about him. I haven't heard any more.
Eubank fighting Crawford. What is this where we're at now? When's Eubank going to have a legacy fight and actually go and get a middleweight world title? That's what, or is he just one of them that wants to hang around like a bad smell for a few quid? Becoming
His
in.
whole career seems to have been stagnated with whether it's politics or rumblings with promoters or various stuff. When he had that win, the last win he had against Smith, I thought, well, you can maybe make a bit of headway now and then. Nah, nah, at all. Nothing else happened. Now you're saying that he's split up for Cali Montana or something. So that'll be more stagnation, won't it?
Well, we're going to see, aren't we? We're going to see, but
I think he'll probably try and get on tour with some of the folk out in Saudi. Yeah, he'll be looking for some of that Saudi money, won't he?
honestly,
That's what I think he'll
Andy,
be
what
trying.
Andy, what do you see happening? Right, we after this Saudi dream's over because it's going to come to an end at some point, and now we're going to go back to some normality, or are they all just going to keep noshing each other off? What do you think's happening?
I think, like I said before, the big Saudi bubble is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's going to be enormous, and then when it pops, there's just going to be a huge void in boxing, and there'll not be much happening for a long time. I don't think. Then it'll probably start to recover itself again.
You are.
It'll probably start to recover eventually, but I think it's going to leave a huge hole when the Saudi bubble bursts. There's going to be a huge hole in boxing. It'll probably be around about the time when Fury and Big Meech and all them start drifting out of the sport because that can't be far away. Probably 2 to 3 years at the most, maybe they'll be out of the sport. I think. And then who else is coming up? There's not many, but there's probably not many folk like what you would class as bigger stars coming up because the whole lot's been stagnated for so long, in it. Through stuff like the fights are starting to happen now, aren't they, in Saudi? But the Bricktop, like the Cold War between Bricktop and Eddie Hills, for so long, it's just stagnated the boxing and people getting parked up and COVID and whatnot, and it's just all had an ongoing effect. So there's probably a lot of fighters out there that could have been further on than they are, but they've been, like you said before, right? All the top guys, they're on their mid-30s and that. When you think back to the 70s, I mean, what was Foreman when he won the title? 24. I mean,
Yeah.
Ali was deemed old at 32, wasn't he? And all the other guys were probably late 20s, 30 odds. But now, what we're seeing now, they're all mid 30s, late 30s, aren't they? Close to 40. Well, Zhang and Wilder are close to 40, aren't they? So, where's all the younger guys? Where's the guys in their mid 20s? There seems to be few.
This is
What
how
do you?
I look at it. This is how I look at it, right, Andy? Right. You've just said Wilder's going to fight Zhang in Saudi. Eddie's signed Wilder. They can't stand each other. Zhang's an old man. Combined age is over 80. No belt on line. People are losing the shit over it. Oh, it's in Saudi. There's no world title on the line. How's it pay-per-view? Right, so that's first thing. Second thing, everybody knows that Ali were finished at 38, yeah? Finished. Most boxers are finished at 34. They're just hanging on for a few quid after that, yeah? So we've
Yeah.
got too many here, combined age 80. Why are people losing their mind? Wilder's shot to shit. So is that Zhang, yeah? Parker's just bashed them both up, hasn't he? Right?
Yeah.
Why are people losing their minds over this fight? But yet, if I point that out, I'm a hater. Porky, you're a hater. You're a hater. You're a hater. What for pointing out a statistic like that? Everybody keeps going on about safety, safety. Boxers' health is paramount. Safety, all that, yeah?
Yeah.
But they keep licensing men to fight in the 40s. And they keep taking too much punishment. We're going to end up with a body on slap. Then they're going to say to me, Porky, you was right. And I'm going to say, I know, all right. I've been calling it ages. Pop, pop, bang.
Be too late then, though. The damage will be done now.
You what?
It'll be too late for somebody. The damage will be done
Yeah.
when there's a body on the slab. That's too late then.
Nobody wants to see a body on the slab, do they? Nobody.
And I tell you what, it could happen in some of the misfit, what do you call them, misfit fights. My young lad was watching that last, I think it was the last one. Was it the one where, oh, I forget who was it. KSI and Tommy Fury was headlining it. Some of the other fights, people taking clean shots. And it's like, they're just letting it go on and on and on. I thought, that's a recipe for disaster, eh? And the thing is, some disaster happens in one of these fights. It's no misfits that gets a bad name. It's the whole of boxing, isn't it? Just drags it into the gutter.
Of course it is, mate. Listen, do you know this misfit stuff? Right? Let me tell you what's going to happen. This is what I see happening. It's going to keep going on and on, yeah, until somebody gets in there who ain't got a clue what they're doing, and some strong dude gets in there who can't box eggs, but he just manages to let one go and catch somebody in the right place on head, and there you go.
That's
That'll
all
be
it
all
takes.
she wrote. Touch wood, it doesn't happen. They'll end up with a body on the slab. The promoters will run for cover and say, well, they're all cleared to fight, all that bollocks. It's not to do with us. They'll run for the old Eddie Hills, just like Barry Hearn did when Michael Watson got hurt. We all know what happened there, don't we?
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. We're going to end up with one on the slab, then they're going to stop it all. Be too late then, won't it?
Yeah.
Hey, it'll be too late then. But that's basically what will happen. Sure as eggs are eggs, it's going to happen. And all them that have been pushing it and all that, they'll all have blood on their hands. All
Yeah.
of them. But it'll be all forgot about after 3 months. Or everybody will be upset. There'll be in papers every day. There'll be roaring and people doing whip rounds for the person, which quite rightly so, and charity this, charity that. 3 months later, gone. Who mentions Scott Westgarth now? Nobody, do they?
Yeah.
Nobody mentions him, that kid that died at Donny Dome on Steffi Bull's show. Nobody mentions that kid. Steffi Bull were going to retire, wasn't he, that night? When you Steffi, you're on your Twitter, I'm retiring. People say anything, it's lip service that they pay just so people think that they're taking it serious. They're not going to retire. The sponsors. Poncers don't retire. Look at Joe Egan, he's still poncing and living out of boxing. Turning up at shows with his pictures that he gives 50 quid for, wrapped up in cling film, auctioned off for 500 quid. You couldn't make it up with these poncers. The brass neck on them.
Pretending he's
Unbelievable. All these signatures on these pictures that they've got. What? Do me a favour.
pretending he's Glenn McCrory,
Pretending he's Glenn McCrory that he sparred Iron Mike. Biggest Fantasy Island story ever. Everybody in boxing knows he done. They all take piss out of him at shows, at weigh-ins, all Big Joe's there. Do you know what Big Joe Egan did at BKB show? He got in ring at BKB, jumped in ring in middle of an interval and started waving to each other, waving to people in crowd and saying, I'm back, I'm back. So somebody shouted, you're back. What are you back from? Big Joe, what are you back from? What are you back from? Burger van outside. You're back. Well, what's going on? Big Joe Egan here. Right? Big fighting match with Big Murray.
But jackets off. Jackets off.
You'll know about it when he meets me, won't you, Joe? It's definitely on. Like I said to you the month, Anderson, once I get back into proper shape, I'm going to go after them all, didn't I? You watch what happens now. I'm telling you now. But it is what it is, mate, isn't it? We're surrounded by liars in the sport of boxing and vagabonds. And I'm going to out them all. I'm coming for the lot of them. All of them that are going to chat shit when the ice breaks. Okay, we're waiting. But you know what? All these other YouTubers, they all know with the chatting shit, but they want them on the channels, don't they?
No.
They want them on the channels. They know it's shit. You know James English? He tells people I know that he knows it's shit what they're chatting. You know, your Brian Cockerells and your Joe Egans. They know it's rubbish. Absolutely. What's that other fucking thing called on there? What's he called? I forgot his name now. Sean Atwood. You seen
Don't
him?
Atwood.
Well, a
Nah.
load of rubbish he chats as well. You seen him?
He
Well,
was he jailed himself? Was he was a
that's-
drug dealer.
well, apparently, like, but he's carrying off out there like he was running West Coast of America, isn't he? He's like Stanley Tucky, isn't he? A lead singer at Krebs, isn't he? He carries off like he's him, isn't he? Tucky. You know, in San Quentin. What a load of shit is the guy's chatting. Do you know
Some of his videos are ours.
if he were in Morelands 30 years ago, do you know what I would have had him doing? Mopping the full wing. After the other lads had mopped it, I would make him mop it just for looking like he looks. You know what I mean? And he will go. Somebody sent me some, so I watched a couple of them. We've got a man here going round, right, with some other man who's about 30 stone, and some guy who is with. And it's this guy's like his minder also. I don't know. I think the guy might have passed away, and I'm not so sure. But it all looks to me like a load of forced load of knackers. That they've got people on hooks spreading knackers. It's a disease, you know. And you know the cure is, don't you, Andy?
You.
You know that, don't you?
And some of that Sean Atwood's videos are like 3.5 hours long. It's like
3.5 hours chatting to shit. Like I said, when the ice breaks, I'll be waiting. They're a disease. I'm a cure. I'm the cure, mate, for all of it. You watch, mate.
you're the medicine man.
Oh, I've got my press credentials now, haven't I, mate? So get ready.
Dr. Porky.
Listen, mate, I'm back. Women love me, men want to be me. I'm like Kent.
Hey, this kid.
Kent's all right. I had a text off him. Yeah, he's back soon. Kent is
good
back.
stuff.
He's ready. He's getting ready to come back in a free parter.
Good man.
Got a script
Kent's big
ready for
comeback.
Kent. Kent's comeback. Kent is back on the ball. Yeah, he's lost his pal, and you know what? Sometimes if you've got a close pal and he dies, it's awful, isn't it? And I feel for Kent because we like Kent, don't we?
He's a good
Kent.
guy.
Kent's going to come back and rescue Porky's Corner, I reckon.
He's a hardcore.
From the Savages. Kent is hardcore. We love Kent, though, don't we, Andy?
He's proper hardcore.
What did you think to Big Richard's come back?
I enjoyed that. I seen that. He's
All
doing all right.
Yeah.
I like. He's a cool dude with a big cigar and the shades. It's
Big Richard's there with his
Wow.
underground kitchen, and all he does is eat out. He's got his 100 grand kitchen with his extension, big Range Rover outside, big convertible, and he out. Bit like Dennis. Dennis with his deer kitchens in all his gaffs, and I've never seen his missus put a pan on, but she's got Harrods pans in a box on cut on big fridge in kitchen.
Only
Like
milk and butter in the fridge.
Like his mum used to say, God, look at them pans they never use. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is, isn't it? I want to switch it up to MMA now. What do you think to this MMA? Do you think obviously they're pinching a lot of boxing, aren't they, Andy? A lot of boxing fans. The statistics say that the people from 65 to 75 who are dying, the next gen are not. Well, they're dying, but there's no 15 to 19-year-olds coming through. Do you know on all the analytics? So I'm starting to wonder if boxing could be shooting its Senate foot because a lot of it, because their graphs are going up on MMA and the ones I'm seeing for boxing are going down. So the point I want to make, Andy, is this: if the analytics show people are buying into MMA more and the boxing's dying, does that mean we have to swap, or are we the last of the hardcore? Last of the Mohicans? What do you think, Andy?
I think we'll have to be last of the hardcore. I believe MMA is popular. Probably at my work, I probably, well, the younger guys that you speak to there, it's all MMA. They seem to be interested in. Where I'm old school, where I like boxing. I don't really watch MMA, to be honest. I think I've watched a few fights. I mean, it'd be like boxing in a respect. You get good fights and bad fights. Some of them will be a hug fest, won't they? And not that entertaining. But it's not for me. Personally, I prefer boxing. I'm a traditionalist.
I was down Joe G's Friday. Filming there, took a film crew down, all cameras and that. Did a good job. It's all in production now. That'll be a great video when it comes out. That
Good stuff. Is he not inviting you out to Saudi?
I can't talk about that yet. Can't talk about that yet. But let's just say things went well. Lawrence Okolie were there, We know I've given him a bit of
Right.
I gave him a bit of stick over years, and I've given him a bit of stick of Coley, and so when they sent him all up into the media room, he was the last one to come up. We were all just packing up. Oh no, Coley's on his way up.
He's a big guy, isn't he?
I thought, shall I jump out window?
Did he put it on you?
No, you don't need to, does he? You've only got to look at the size of his feet. No, he actually, to be honest with you, he's probably most well-spoken lad I've ever spoke to in boxing, apart from Nicky Piper. I couldn't believe it. He's a really well-spoken, doesn't swear and all that, and you can see he's been really fetched up correctly. By his parents. He's really a nice kid. So I thought, well, you know what I'm like. I've got massive knackers, haven't I? So I walked straight up to him. I gave him a little tap in the belly. I said, "Listen, I didn't like you when you were with the Hills, but I like you now. But I like you now. You with Joe G. Anyway, it's all on film.
Good stuff, huh?
Well, it wasn't a long interview because, look, what it is when you've roasted people in boxing, sometimes you just got to face it out, haven't you?
Yeah.
Not a bottle job. I've never been a bottle job. Why would I be bothered about some boxer? Obviously, if you stuck one on me, it'd be butter moon, wouldn't it? But anyway, so we've had this. So they've done a selfie after. I don't know if they were taking it. Mick Joe took it. Anyway, he got this big paw on my shoulder. So I looked over to the side. He's got this big arm around me. I thought, here we go. I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought he's going to lob me here or something because it wouldn't be the first been lobbed. So I thought, here we go. I mean, I got lobbed. I'm not going to say by you because he's a dick, but messing about. I think about a 10 stone or 9.5, and he grabbed me, this dude, and launched me. Yeah. He was quite funny, but I did deserve it. But I thought, here we go. What's going to happen here? So he got big paw around me, and now he will bang on. So I escaped.
Good on him.
And obviously, I was straight onto the motorway then and down south. But
Medal the medal.
Like, oh, that was a close one. What, cheek snipping a bit? Oh man, I'm not really bothered about stuff like that, am I? But he was a
Is
nice
he?
kid.
Think he'll do well against the Polish guys? Fine.
Yeah, he'll beat him and he'll be a 2-weight champion. And I think he said it on camera. They're going after Dylan White.
Oh, good.
So
That'd be good.
Dylan White after that. So that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Dylan White against a Coley is a good fight, and a Coley's up for it. And I dare say Dylan White would be up for it, but a Coley's style's not what you think it is now. I've seen it, mate, and I think people, yeah, oh yeah. Listen, and look, I know my boxing. I know what style of Coley had before. He had that jab and grab thing, didn't he? Yeah, he was all right, but he was all arms, wasn't he? And that he was. I think he was finding his way in that. I don't think he liked to get hit. I'm not sure, but that style's gone now, and he's like a hunter now.
His backhand was too slow for my liking. When he just
All that's changed now is with Joe G. Let me tell you this now. He's going to cause some bollocks, him in heavyweight division, him. He's a big man, but he's a lean big man. And even if he's only a couple of pounds or half a stone bigger than Bridgerweight, that'll be enough for his frame to do damage, I think. Because look at the damage Usyk's done. You don't have to be these 19, 20 stoners like Fury in them to get on. A Coley, he's got enough about him to knock them all out. I'm telling you, I'm not just saying that because I filmed there that day. I think he's really good. But I didn't like his style before, and I just told him straight, I didn't like it when you wear the Earls. I thought he was shite. His style was shite. But now, and I think he's got that bit of an edge to him as well. I don't think he had an edge before. I think he was everybody's pal. He's got a bit of edge to him now. Do you know what? You know why? I'll tell you why, shall I? Because boxing, Andy, it makes you sometimes pissed off and bitter.
Yeah.
It does it to me. He used to do it on a Mondays. I used to be ready for tipping tables up there at Big Ron's. I was ready for choking Big Ron. We've had some right set twos, me and him, and nobody used to get stuck into me. I've had a fight with him and a couple of scuffles with him. I've at boxing. Nobody does that to Dennis. That's probably why I lasted there that long. Nobody. They all say yes, Dennis, no, Dennis. Everybody. Telling you now, everybody. Honestly. So, but I think a Coley, I think he'll go all the way. I think he's that good. And do you know what? Best thing about it is, all them in that stable Joe's got, he's got about 16. There's 7 going to be getting for British titles in next year. And he's done all that on quiet,
Yeah.
He's done all that with no help, and he's been winning purse bids. He just won that Butler purse bid for a world title in Cheshire, Hillsmere Port, Cheshire, May. You got to give him credit, haven't you? And well in with Triple T. Listen, if I got asked to go out there, I won't go out anyway. So, but you can get me out there if I want to go out there, Joe. I'm not going to bullshit. You could get me out there if I wanted to go, but I've said no. For me, that I'm not into that. Do you know what I mean? I'm critical of stuff like that. So no, I won't go. But he could get me if I wanted to go out there and film. Of course he could. He could sort that for me if I wanted to. He's already told me, but it ain't for me. But it's nice to be thought of, isn't it? I know a lot of travel around. I don't even like flying to Jersey, do I? Do you know what I mean? I've had girlfriend problems for years because of flying. I hate it. Hate flying. Hate it.
I like flying, actually.
I like flying, mate. I don't like it, bro. Obviously, there'll come a time when I do go on another plane, but I don't like flying. My heck, I always think it's rude.
I don't know many folk who do like flying, but I quite enjoy it. But I like the landing and the takeoff. The middle bit's a bit boring there, but I do like that. For some reason, I don't know why.
What?
I'm saying I like the takeoff and the landing, but the middle bit's a bit boring.
Well, it's one of them things, Andy. Adrian King, Curtis Woodhouse's fighter. He'll be on a plane, I think. Is it Thursday morning to Jersey? To Big Ron's? Curtis, yeah, he's going out there. It's, Big Ron's going to button him up. Obviously, he's going to want to sign Adrian, isn't he? I hope you like ticket deals, Curtis. Hey? Oh, Curtis has given Big Ron that much stick over years of a ticket deals. He could end up on one. But no, I don't think he will. I think they'll do all that. They reckon he's one for future, Adrian King.
Does Big Ron live in Jersey then?
Big Ron's got a hotel in Jersey, Anilo Manor. Yeah, that's where he lives.
I I've been on holiday there a couple of times when I was a kid, going to Jersey. The first time I went on a plane was to Jersey, believe it.
Big Ron's is massive, his hotel. It's in massive grounds and that's massive, honestly. It's a great place, right onto the sea. You walk straight out of walk straight into the sea from back garden, go straight to sea. Jet skis at bottom of garden and lights. Right, like it's like James Bond pad, isn't it? Like an ink got it made, only Big Ron. He don't even go in his own pool or his gym. He's got a gym at hotel on land. He's got a gym in Jersey. I think he goes in that odd time. He don't go in his pool. I've never seen him in his pool. But
Maybe can he swim? Can he swim?
AJ's got a 25-meter pool in his house indoor, and he don't go in it.
Huh?
You in your pool, AJ? He goes, no. Because you've got a pool though. You don't go in it. I'd be in it every day, me, would you?
Oh, I like my swimming now, so I'd be in it twice a day probably.
Yeah.
Especially 25-meter pool, yeah, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But yeah, so with Curtis, if they sign with Big Ron, it's going to be interesting to see, isn't it? I dare say Big Ron's probably said, listen, come and see me. I've got something bubbling. You'll be face a fight zone. We told Anthony Tomlinson that though, didn't he? And Tommy Frank. I went, Tommy Frank, face a fight zone, Dennis. It's a flyweight. What we doing? Well, I'm going to get a new car with Tommy Frank fucking leading the charge, Dennis. What are you doing to me? Dennis, Tommy Frank, please, no. He says, super Tommy. I said, Dennis is not super. Sorry, Tommy, but you can't box eggs. No offence. What?
Did he ever find his different direction he was going in?
Oh, Tommy. Well, they got Tommy a British title in end after bottling Sonny Edwards, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dennis were right. He did. Dennis, yeah, you did prove me right. That was the first thing you said when you come in my house. You know, when I was dying and he come to see me.
That's right. I came to see. He was worried about you, wasn't
Nurse had just left. I'm laid on bed. Thought, who's that at the door? Here, so I'm shooing up to the side. Thought, but he shaved his head because he had a hair transplant, didn't he? Dennis 30 years ago before anybody. But he had a bald head.
he? Oh, right.
Easily with a bald head and two boxing gloves in his hand, or I could at least see one glove. But I were on that much medication. I thought, I wonder if he's somebody coming to have a straightening with me. I had an head like a skull, 9 stone. So anyway, I thought, right. So I'm like shimmied downstairs. I've got this bag on bags coming off each of my stomach. I'm up and down. It were Big Ron. He were on his phone to somebody, and he walked through the door on his phone. I thought, oh, Big Ron's still on his phone. Anyway, we come in and then we had a chat on that. And this is Big Ronner. But first time I've seen him in about 26 months, obviously, we were a bit upset, like, wasn't he? Because I didn't look too good, like it. I think lowest I were about 125, 124. I think I might have been about that when he came. I were really fit.
Yes, story.
I've got a photo here, actually. I'll show you it after, but that day. And he was all right. And the glove he had were from Anna Rankin. He says, I've got this from my new star, Anna Rankin. I went, fucking Anna Rankin? She's a white collarist, so she don't change, do you? Anyway, look what happened. Anna Rankin ended up shafting him for thousands, didn't she?
Oh, dear.
I said, don't trust her, Dennis. Oh, no, she's a lovely person. You're there again. And now look at Big Ron. He's running around saying, oh, Anna Rankin, another monster I created, like Clinton. That's what he says, isn't it, Big Ron? Big Ron now running around Sheffield and Jersey saying, look at that Russell. I let him into boxing. Now look, he's crucifying me. Too right. Get people took off ticket deals, Ron. Ticket deals are illegal. Oh, Big Ron will be on phone tomorrow.
What are you saying?
Hey, listen. I remember saying to Chris Medley a few years ago, I says, Chris, it could be worse. Chris says, how much worse could it get? I guess you could be on a Big Ron ticket deal. You could have been on 120 a year. Oh, Big Ron. He's a trier, though, Big Ron. You've got to give him his dues, haven't you? He's always in mix, isn't he?
But
But it is what it is. Who do you think's going to be next big star from UK, Andy?
Maybe what's his name again? Atuma. Moses Atuma. I think he could be the next big star. I hear good things about him, eh?
You what?
Moses Atuma. Was it Atuma? Atuma.
Well, they're all
Heavy.
saying he's going to be next big noise, aren't they? Right, but he's raw in it at the moment. He's got a lot. He's a long way to
Yeah.
go. Isn't he? People are saying it's Ben Whittaker, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
That, I don't think he's got that big a punch, though, has he?
You what?
As he steps up, you might find a lot of his fights are distance fights.
Yeah.
But he is quite showy in that. He does draw a crowd, doesn't he?
Yeah. Right, the real deal. I want to finish off on Evander Holyfield. Right. Have you heard how he's talking, him and Riddick Bowe?
I haven't heard Holyfield talk for a while, no. Riddick Bowe has been talking in a bad way for a long time, hasn't he?
You know that James Toney? Did you see him on YouTube the other day?
I never
James
seen that.
Toney, right? You're on YouTube the other day doing an interview, and do you know what he kept saying? And you know what? You know he sounded like James Brown. Because I heard
James
that.
Brown.
Was that James Brown that? It weren't. It were James Toney. You know, who were going to punch Nigel Benn and Eubank in on the same night and pair them and won't go near him. You know?
He's a bad man, James Toney. Eh?
He's a bad man.
Badass.
You know, James Toney's mum used to be a baker.
Huh?
Used to be a baker, yeah. And she baked buns and all that, and that's why he got chunky.
You know the profits.
Always pinching on her buns and that, yeah, and her cakes and that. Yeah.
I like James Brown. Was James Brown a boxer when he was younger?
I don't know. Was he
No.
a rapist or something, or a woman beater or something? I don't know.
James, I think he beat
Got
us.
locked up, didn't he, for doing something pretty horrific, didn't he, or something?
He got chased across about 3 states.
Yeah, that was it. He did a deal with Derek Chisora, didn't he? Put her over his knee and spanked her really hard till she passed out, didn't he? That was it. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
And then
Chisora did that to that young block, that bird, didn't he? Do you remember? He got. Did you get hours for it, Derek Chisora? I'll send you a link. Just Google Derek Chisora, and it tells you what he got. Chisora, she had another man's. Chisora's missus had another man's name, didn't she? And his phone, and she texted him, didn't she? And Chisora put her off his knee, didn't he? And he got community service. Bricktop went to court. Let me get it up here. Bricktop went to court and stood up in dock for him, didn't you, Bricktop? Hey, good old Bricktop, eh? Shout that about, does he?
I remember there was a video of James Brown. It was the judge asking him, "Are you high on drugs, Mr. Brown?" And James Brown replied, "I'm only high on God."
I'll read it out to you here. British and Commonwealth boxing champion Derek Chisora has been found guilty of assaulting his girlfriend but has been spared jail. Chisora, 26, from Finchley, North London, was given a 12-week prison sentence, suspended for 2 years following the attack on the 28th of May. And I got a 12-week sentence for drink driving and my teeth knocked out on back seat, as you've seen on, if you Google my name, Russell Hartley, drink driving charge. And my teeth knocked out on back seat, but I won on appeal because somebody filmed it. The copper battering fuck out me, and I only served 2 weeks. I got judged in chambers, but it says here Chisora didn't give a shit in court. He just strolled into court and oh my god, man, he's a proper boy, isn't he, Chisora? Hey, he's not bothered about authority. Oh, he got 1,500 quid fine, 500 costs. Oh, 1,500 to the woman, 500 costs, 150 hours. The judge described the attack as an ugly incident where Chisora, with the open palm of his hand, smacked the lady's bottom several times until she passed out. Well, I'm not going to say what I think to that, but any woman round here who had a man's name in the phone and the boyfriend's found out and they smack their ass like that, they'd love it round here, women, because they all like their asses smacking. But But I also know I've got some mates of mine who wouldn't be as tolerant as Derek. Let's just say, if they found out she'd been texting another man, I don't think it'd be an arse spanking. I think it might be something a little bit different to that. I think she might need a sleeping bag on the streets that night as well. Right, and on that note, is Steve Bunce the coolest man in boxing with his beard? Yes or no?
No. Needs to shave that beard and get back to his clean cut image that he used to
We
have.
need Buncey back with no beard.
I was actually concerned, is he going downhill or something, is he maybe mental health issues or that? Sometimes when people become a bit scruffy looking like that, there can be something else behind it. But I'm hoping he's all right, because I like Buncey. I think he's a good guy.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's all good.
And I like Buncey as well, Andy. So we've had a 3-parter. That's it. 12 o'clock.
Something sticks in my head. It's no James. I don't think James Brown was a boxer. It was Jackie Wilson, the singer. He was a boxer.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Jockey Wilson then, with you being a jockey. All right then. Well, listen, you take care, Andy. God bless.
You too, mate. All the best.
Thanks.
Take care.
Take care.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, that were Andy from Aberdeen. Women love him. Men want to be him. And that's about it for Porky's Corner tonight. It's now Wednesday, 1 minute past 12. And it's bedtime for Big P. I hope you've liked the videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Am I losing my mind with all this swearing? Do you even care? Do I care? No. All right, nobody's forcing you to watch. Okie dokie. Go on, peace out.